When life gets overwhelming, there is a specific reflex we all share. We pull back. We cancel plans, silence our phones, and retreat into our own spaces under the assumption that we need to protect our peace. We treat shutting out the outside world as a necessary defense mechanism against the daily pressures we face. But there's a flaw. While self-reflection is healthy, permanent isolation creates a closed loop where personal problems continuously feed into mental stress. Zooming out, we see the collateral damage. We completely ignore the grayed-out struggles of others while staring exclusively at our own stress. The very tactic we rely on to survive modern life, relentless focus on the self, is the exact engine manufacturing our psychological distress. Psychologists refer to this as the paradox of happiness. The harder we stare at our own flaws, deficits, and anxieties, the larger and more unsolvable they appear. Our attention acts like a magnifying glass, burning a hole right through whatever we fixate on. Escaping this trap requires a move that feels entirely backwards when you are stressed. You have to look away from yourself and actively turn your attention toward the external world. True relief from our own burdens cannot be achieved inside an isolated vacuum. It strictly requires breaking the seal of our own echo chamber. Ancient philosophies and modern psychology point to a specific structural framework for achieving a stable mind. This graphic highlights the 4 essential pillars required to support mental equilibrium: meditation, yoga, study, and service. The first 3 practices, meditation, yoga, and study, are strictly internal. They are highly effective at building personal resilience. But as you can see, relying solely on internal focus leaves the structure unstable, tilted to one side. To stabilize the structure, the 4th column, service, often called seva, slides into place. It is the external load-bearing pillar that is absolutely required to balance out the intense inward focus of the other 3. We often make the error of equating service with financial wealth or large donations. It is much simpler. Service is an accessible investment of your time. It is offering emotional support, or simply sharing your knowledge with someone who needs it. Building a life exclusively around internal self-improvement without an external output inevitably collapses under the weight of its own imbalance. Activating that 4th pillar does not require massive, life-altering sacrifices. The reality of service happens entirely on the micro level. It looks like offering a genuine smile, giving directions to a lost stranger, or extending a patient word during a tense moment. When you actively engage with someone else's vulnerability, your brain physically shifts gears. The mental processing required to solve their problem forces an immediate interruption of your own internal anxiety loop. This triggers a mechanism known as gratitude calibration. By directly observing the struggles of those around you, your perspective resets. You are forced to naturally inventory the blessings and stability in your own life that you had previously ignored. These micro-acts function as a mechanical psychological reset, pulling us out of self-pity and grounding us in immediate gratitude. When you scale these small actions up, you begin to see a fascinating pattern in how they echo across a community and eventually return to the individual. This line graph compares joy lifespans. Happiness through self-indulgence creates a sharp spike, but plummets instantly. But outward action multiplies. As the data transforms into a network map, joy sent outward echoes back, doubling the origin's brightness. Operating on this multiplier principle shifts an individual's role from a passive consumer of peace to an active contributor. By focusing on the value we bring to others, we change the way we see our own place in the world. Lasting inner peace is never an object you just happen to find hidden away. It is a direct byproduct, organically manufactured through the actions we take for others. Once that active connection to the outside world is made, the individual experience changes completely. The heavy burden of endless self-analysis elapses. You can physically see the tension leave the body. When you are deeply engaged in lifting up those around you, the tightness fades, replaced by a genuine, relaxed warmth that isolated reflection rarely provides. By stepping out of your own shadow to light someone else's path, you find the resulting glow is the very thing that brightens your own.